You're such an asshole!
Hello everybody, El Captain here, with the Sisto dog, who is worthless, completely worthless. Alright. And we're going to talk today, boys, we're going to talk to you about girls, because that is the number one thing on your mind. It gets tiring after a while, but that is genetics and biological programming. This is why if you go out on the interwebs, that's all you guys talk about. But we're going to identify one of the key major problems here. Assess, diagnose what's happening in the real world, and then give you a little bit of a different spin as it relates to how you interact with girls and how to get girls and to be successful with girls that will be much more productive in the long run. And it's not going to be some BS, dude, you gotta, your body language, you gotta lean it this way. This is not going to be some pickup artistry. This is going to be a philosophical, even borderline principle video that you should live your life by, and I hope you appreciate. You don't have to follow my advice, but it's just what the old captain recommends. All right. What ends up invariably, once is to be expected, twice is a statistical coincidence, and 3 times is a trend. And there's definitely a trend where it's at least once a week over my consulting business. I get a request from you guys where you want to know about education, career, finance, but inevitably it's girls. And I suck with girls. I'm not good with girls. And a lot of times, yeah, it's because you're ugly, you're short, you're a nerd, and not a cool nerd. You're a coward. You won't approach these women, and then frankly, you won't hit the gym. And that's about 50%. The other 50% is you guys you're doing better than you think. It's just that success with women it's like bad batting scores. Like if you bat 12. 120, that's pretty good. 12%, that's not bad. 1 in 8, you're doing pretty good. You just think, wow, I'm really bad. It's like, no, that's industry average. So you're not doing as bad as you think, but you'd like to do better. Regardless, the point is that when I get the request and I hear about your troubles with girls, and I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and you obsess and you fret and da-da-da. If I were to take, all the stuff you do to get girls, and I were to add in another column right next to it, everything that it costs you in terms of time, money, resources, mental faculties, energy, and you add it up, that is an insane toll. That is an insane price. And, pot calling the kettle black, me and my old buddy, we talked about, like, if we had just spent the time on other stuff than we did chasing girls in the 80s and 90s, it was a huge price. We could have easily afforded, like, 2 doctorates, built a house from scratch, built a bunch of old classic cars, and have something to show for it. And it totally was not worth the time investment and money. Now, what I want to do is not just say, wow, you're pissing away a lot of resources and time here. I want to show you why doing that is a waste of time. Not only a waste of time, but you're going to get girls by not chasing them. So in this ironic sense, how not chasing them is going to end up getting them in the end, and then you're not wasting this time and resources. Because I guarantee you right now, every old timer, guy 35 and older, over in the comments section down below is going to tell you, yeah, this guy's speaking the truth. You will get just as many girls not chasing them and putting them on the top of your priority list than if you went and did something else and did that. So let's talk about some simple logic and economics and philosophy here. You are going to die. Look up the music video by William Shatner called You'll Have Time, or You're Gonna Die. And basically he tells you you're going to die. And you could piss away your time on this planet, and it's very short and very brief. Chasing girls, going to clubs, swiping left or right or whatever it is you do on the phone, being on social media, lining up dates, getting stood up, pissing away your money, working the time to piss away your money. You could go ahead and do that if you want. Or you can realize it now, it's like, hey, I'm going to die. And as much as you want to get laid, as much as you want to find a wife, as much as you like to have a girlfriend, as much as you'd like to have girls, you have to realize that if you chase that, you are by necessity sacrificing time and effort and energy that could be invested in you. You say, well, what is invested in me? Well, invested in you could be whatever you want. It could be fun. You guys know the old captain loves hiking mountains and loves riding motorcycles, and dog's kind of growing on me a little bit. I love spending time with my nieces. I love, I'm not totally, but I enjoy a good video game. it's whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. It could also be investing in yourself. Education, going to school, getting different certifications in trades, go out and get your doctorate if you want, whatever. Career, it could be joining the military, National Guard, working hard at the office. Whatever it is, investing in you, there is a guaranteed rate of return. Maybe you not able to measure it right off the bat, but if I go out with my buddy Brian, and he says, let's go get a nice scotch at a cigar lounge. The scotch and the cigar, here's the cigar and here's the scotch. They are known quantities. They are known elements. I know that if I invest my time working up the money to pay for these things, I'm going to get X amount of satisfaction from the cigar and Y amount of satisfaction from the scotch. And conversation with my buddy Brian. It's going to be enjoyable. I know that if I put forth the effort into getting certifications in IT or getting my degree in engineering or whatever else, then there's going to be a payoff with better employment opportunities, higher wages, lifelong earnings, etc. During the military, you get pension, or not so much, you got a blended retirement system now, but you have camaraderie, you gain some expertise, you get in physical shape, there's a payoff. I go work out at the gym, there's health benefits. That time invested is going to have a guaranteed rate of return. May not know what it is, but you are going to get something out of it. Girls, not so much. And the reason why is that girls are independent-minded. They're separate human beings. They don't have to go out with you. All right? You can lift a weight. It doesn't have a choice whether it's lifted or not. Well, I mean, if you're not strong enough, you won't be able to lift it. You will consume that scotch. You will get happy and tipsy and have warm fuzzies in your stomach. You will enjoy that cigar. You will enjoy that hike. That is 100% under your control. But convincing another human being, you could even say this about friends, you got to convince them. This is not a robot. This is not an algebraic equation, which is really why I get pissed off when you nerds say, well, I have done X, Y, and Z, and the girl should now be bobbing up and down on top of my lap. No, they're not robots. They are separate human beings, and you have to convince them that you're worth it. Larger point is that there is no guaranteed rate of return that if you invest your time, effort, money, resources, and mental faculties into chasing women, that you're going to get a rate of return. Now, historically speaking and genetically speaking, you're going to throw yourselves up against the beaches of Omaha to get those girls because you're genetically programmed to. What I'm trying to get you to think about is it worth it? Is there not a better way to land some landing craft at Omaha Beach than going a direct frontal assault? And maybe there's a different route. All right. So we admit, what I'm trying to get you to realize is just how much time, effort, labor, and resources you are wasting chasing girls, and more importantly, what that costs you in terms of self-improvement and your own life. You are not living your life. You are not improving yourself. You're not making your future easier. You're not investing in yourself. Every penny you spend buying a cocktail for some girl in a nightclub or a cover charge is one less penny you could have invested in paying off your student loans, paying down your house, investing in advanced idea in you. All right? There is a cost. One has a guaranteed rate of return. The other, not so much. We're happy if we get a 12% response rate. It's almost as bad as applying for jobs. It's almost that bad. Now, you say, well, Aaron, okay, let's say I invest all my time, effort, labor, and resources in me. Girls go from the top of the priority list to like 12th behind running, exercising, intellectual pursuits, education, career, family, dog, making my bed, whatever. How am I going to get a girl? Right? Well, let me show you something. Different way to think of it. What do you offer a girl right now? See, typically most of the people I get are younger than me, younger, under 40, let's just say. A lot of you are in your 20s or your teens when your hormones are all off the charts. What do you offer a girl? Again, girls are not things. They're human beings. They have demands. They have requirements. And they have the same question they're facing with. Hey, they only got a finite amount of time on this planet too. Why should they spend it with you? What do you bring to the table? All they got to do, because men are dumb, is they got to bring a cute set of boobs and the hoo-ha, and there's it's just an ass that backs up into that. And you guys, like this dog with the doggy treat. But what do you bring to the table? They're bringing beauty. What do you bring? Well, this is where we get into brand new computer hard drive philosophy or theory. You are a blank Lenovo computer hard drive being printed off the factory over in China. You have no You got an operating system, maybe. You have no games, you have no apps, you have no programs. You are this blank slate when you come out of high school, and quite some time until you start adding programs and things that are going to be of use to this girl and give the computer value. Right? And right now, as an 18-year-old, you got nothing. You got nothing. Nothing morally wrong with you or morally wrong with that. You're just 18. You don't have any life experiences. You are a very, very, very boring person. Now, you could start by being in shape. That's one of the first things you could do, so you satisfy that requirement. That's a big hurdle. Girls need to be physically attractive. Look, you want them to be hot, but you better be attractive to them too. So this is why, let's be fair. You got to hit the gym. You got to be physically attractive to the women. So you can hit the gym. But beyond that, what do you got? You're not funny. You're not witty. You're not charming. You have no life experiences. You're very uninteresting. I'm not saying you can't have charm or be funny at the age of it, but you typically aren't. So when you go to these girls, you're just this dope. You're this blank slated, empty computer hard drive dope. And then you just go, hey, I like you. Ah, boobies. You ain't no freaking Sean Connery or Cary Grant in James Bond. So what you got to do is you got to basically become the world's most interesting man. You have to put something on your hard drive. You have to be something interesting that's going to entertain and amuse and charm and woo these girls so that they want to spend time with you. So how do you do that, Aaron? Well, Aaron, how do I become the world's most interesting? How do I become Sean Connery? Well, it's called time. It's called life. You notice how James Bond is not a 23-year-old kid? He's like a 40-year-old, distinguished, polished gentleman. The world's most interesting man. Heck, the actor, I think, is almost 70 now, but back then he was in his 60s. And you kind of see this somewhat aged man. I'm not saying old, but aged. A little bit of gray, maybe. And the reason that they're the world's most interesting man, or the girls dig a Sean Connery, James Bond type of person, is because he has flavor. He has seasoning. He is not a blank slate, horny 18-year-old dope. He is polished, he is refined, he is charmed, and he is accomplished. So what is accomplishment? Well, remember what I told you about investing in you? And thus the irony. If you piss away your time, and that's what you're doing, you are wasting your life and time chasing after girls when you are younger. You are not improving yourself. You are forever remaining the blank slate. And then what ends up happening, you could kind of see this happening, is you get the 30-year-old, $30,000 dude bro. He wears his sunglasses on at night indoors. He wears suit jackets without ties. He borrows or leases a used Beamer. And he has absolutely nothing else to offer. Maybe he works out. Maybe he's in great shape. But that's it. He's never really traveled. Not that I'm saying you have to travel to be interesting, but he's not seen other cultures. He's not ventured. He's not adventured. Okay, he hits the gym, good for him, but what else? He's not well read. He's not charming. He's not cultured. He's not educated. Fine, he's got an MBA. That's not an education. He is a very boring and bland individual. And what girls will do is they'll see the flash and the cash. He can put up a good front, but then when it comes to get to know him, he's one of the most boring, dumb people ever. Right? And that's where he's just a jerk. And that's where the jerks come in. He's a jerk. What you want to do is instead of, and like I said, guys, it's time. It's postponing gratification, which is a very important skill to have. Okay, yes, you may not be the ripped dude bro partying it up, getting drunk with girls in college. And you can do that. Nothing wrong with going to a college party. And yeah, you could be the ripped dude bro and do that. But you better be investing as well in the long game, where you have a career, you have money. Not because you want to be rich, but because then you can go and afford to do things. You better go and have hobbies and interests. And I don't care what they are. It could be drawing comic books. It could be anything. It could be, working with dogs. You have to add, and anything you add to your hard drive is good. Any flavor you add to empty water, bland water, improves the drink. Because, okay, a girl may not like dogs. See, she's a cat girl, but there are girls out there that like dogs. And this one girl, she may not like hiking in the mountains, but there's a lot of girls that do. And by the way, they're typically in shape. So the more pursuits and interests and hobbies that you go out and master and enjoy and participate in, the more of an interesting man you just naturally become. You can't work at becoming the world's most interesting man. You just go and be you. The other thing is you don't want to invest in things that you think women are going to like, because two reasons. One, that's going to attract girls you're not going to like. Like, let's say I absolutely detested, this is true. I absolutely detest bachata. Bachata is this dance, it's a Latin dance, and it's the dumbest step, step, hip, step, step, hip. And the girls all squeal like, bachata! And then I'm like, no, I am too heterosexual to do that. I have too much respect to do that. Now, let's say I realize girls love bachata, and they do, it's true. Girls love bachata because they have very low standards and dancing tastes. And I say, okay, I'm going to learn the bachata because I want to get with girls. Well, one, I hate it, so I'm not having fun. And then two, I'm getting girls that are like, I read People magazine. Low IQ, not very intelligent. So I do myself no service. Now, I love salsa. I love tango. They're just funner dances. And the women are, I would have to say, a little bit higher quality than the ones that do bachata. Not to say if you did bachata, ladies, you're a ditz. There's a little bit higher percentage chance of it. Now, not only do I find a girl who likes tango and salsa, I enjoy it too. Same thing, like if you don't like hiking, don't go learn hiking, because their girls will kick your ass. They will beat you senseless because they know how to hike. So you do you. And what will end up happening is, whether you knew this or not, girls are all over the place. Girls do things, just like you do. And you will find girls no matter where you go. And so you go and you pursue fun things in life, like, say you like volleyball, or you want to get into boxing, or whatever it is. There are girls there that also like volleyball, and also like boxing, and then you can have fun living your life, improving yourself, becoming your very own version of the world's most interesting man, and there will be girls that like you for you. You're being honest with yourself, you're becoming the best version of you possible, you are not wasting your time, you're having fun and investing in yourself and improving your current self and your future life, and there will be women there. And not only will there be women there, there'll be higher quality women than you're going to find at a freaking nightclub or a party or online. And they're going to be more conducive to going out with you. They're going to have the same philosophy. They're going to have the, it's not that they have the exact same hobbies, but they will have the same logic or decision-making process that got them there, that you are statistically likely to find someone who's more on the same page that you are. And then this is where you will find a quality girl. In theory, I guarantee you absolutely nothing, however. There's other demographic and statistical, political, and sociological reasons that may not happen. But I can guarantee you this. You will be wasting your time if you put women number one in your life and you chase them with nothing to offer them. If you do not invest in becoming the best version of you possible, with all your bells and whistles that you enjoy, your passions, your hobby, people think, what's the stupid thing? Oh, my fossils. I do fossil hunting. I like collect fossils. That's pretty nerdy, but boy almighty, hasn't cost me a date yet. Girls really like, oh, you collect? Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I'm like, yeah, it is. You want to make up? Yeah, because I collect it. It does work that way. So whatever it is, go out and become it, but do not put the women number one. Don't, because you will waste your time. You will offer them nothing of value. You just have to admit it's going to take about 10 years of serious work of pursuing. You're going to have to work hard and play hard. Hate to use that phrase, but that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to work hard so you got a good career. You're a stable man. You have no debts. You could, if you want to have a family, you could field one in the field. You could finance one. So girls are going to like that. You're not a loser. But then you have all these hobbies and interests and things that you do, and they're passionate. And you also get to the position of, I like my life. And no, I'm not just going to chase after you because you got a hoo-ha and a nice set of boobies. What do you bring to the table? What are you going to do for me? Because I got a pretty kick-ass life right now. And if I'm just going to, and you're going to have kids and I can't go, so that's the worst thing is when the women start taking away your hobbies. You can't hang out with Bob and I don't like cigars. It's like, oh, you don't like cigars? Bye. I don't like cigars. I don't like motorcycles. They're dangerous. Okay, bye. I don't like guns. You go to the gun range a lot. Bye. You want the girl like, yeah, let's go get some booze and some cigars and go shoot that Taver X95 you got. Ding, 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 ding. So, boys, it's kind of easier, happier, and better the way I'm telling you to do it. You just have to postpone and invest in yourself. Really not. You could start in high school. Like if you're a 14-year-old kid, any old guy would tell you to start now. You know, go into hobbies, get some kind of crafts. I'm not necessarily sports, but sports wouldn't hurt. I just the school sports are so boring and so structured. It's not that fun anymore. But do go forth and invest in yourself. Do know it's not going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years. I mean, don't throw away girls either. You will run into girls in your teens and your 20s. It happens. But do not waste your life, which is what you're doing, chasing after girls when you have nothing to offer them. You are playing for about the age of 28. That's when you come online. And that's when the game really started. Things start, the machinations of the real world start working for you. Assuming you played your cards right. That's the age you kind of, don't quote me, you said 28, not 27, not 29, 28. Your upper 20s, when you got a little bit of experience and polish beneath you. You're a little bit crafted and polished by that time. And certainly your 30s. That's when you're really on fire. Because then you are the James Bond version of the world's most interesting man, of yourself. Unless you actually did become an international spy. And then it gets a lot easier. And you're not wasting your time. You are not wasting your time going to clubs, going to bars, swiping left or right. You're out there having fun. And then all of a sudden, the girls kind of wake up out of it too. Like, I'm sick and tired of nightclubs. I'm sick and tired of dating Bruno. Do you know he rented the car and he lives in a crappy apartment? I thought he was rich. And then you come along, yeah, I'm just a nerd IT guy. And I hike and I'm really awesome in other regards. And I have a dog. Alright, so that's it, boys. Please spread the good word. If you like this video, please share it with your fellow male friends, female friends too, but it really wouldn't benefit them of much. Check out my book, Bachelor Pad Economics. It goes into a little bit more detail there. Check out the Older Brother podcast. You can go to olderbrother.com. Click on the podcast. We got the archives there. Or you could just look at the videos that we got on this channel right here. Older Brother. And then what else? I'll have links down below, and I have books, and there's Patreon and all that other Amazon. They're all down there. You might want to check out the book. Books would be the best thing. Yeah, I know. Thanks for helping. You've been a. I don't know how I did it without you. A good dog. All right, that's it. Spread the good word. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.